Family, it is a little late in the evening. So about 11:18 p.m. on this Monday, and I've been my energy has been high, warrior mode high all day long. And because I don't know if you guys have caught wind of this whole thing going on right now in the media, where the Jewish people in the media are calling themselves condemning Minister Farrakahn for some remarks that he made during his last Savior's Day speech Saturday after last. And I'm going to say this once. If you are not a fan of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakahn, that's fine. That's fine with me. You have your right and your choice to do, go with, or like, or dislike, or challenge, or whomever you so choose. But this message is not for you. Okay? So this message, if you have some burning hate in your heart for this 82-year-old man who's done nothing but fight his entire life for us and the liberation of his people, and loved us completely, even when we turned our backs and spit in his face with our words, he still loves us unconditionally and fights and gives his life to fight on behalf of us. If you're one of those people who don't respect the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakahn, this message is not for you. For everybody else, there is an attack on the minister currently going on in the media, if you haven't heard. Again, and if you're coming in midway to this programming, you may just want to watch the whole thing so you can get a full gist of what I mean and what I'm about to share. And so, if you haven't seen Minister Farrakhan's Savior's Day speech this past Saturday after last, I highly recommend that you listen to it. And listen to the whole thing, family. We have a tendency in our community to just go off of rhetoric, or go off of hearsay, or he say, she say, without taking the time to go and search and get the information for ourselves. So I say that to go and watch his entire speech so you can understand what's going on. You should be up on what's currently going on because it affects you, whether you know it or not. It does. It affects all of us here in the hills of the wilderness of North America. But anyway, he made some comments about the Jewish Zionist community that controls the media. And he was basically sharing the truth about them. And that's one thing that they don't like. And if you know anything about, the history of Minister Louis Farrakahn and the Jewish community, of course they hate his guts. And they have him on the the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, or whatever, has his name on as one of, as an anti-Semitist. Anybody who goes against or challenges anything that they say that they do to us, they go on this list. So they have roared up and decided to use some bootlicking coons in our community as buffers to stand up and what's the word I'm looking for? Denounce Minister Farrakahn. So they went to the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, and there was a few members there that are paid off, I'm sure. And they had denounced him all at the same time. So you know what that's about. They gone down their list of slaves to see which slaves that they can yank, from the barns and put out front of the rest of them, and so they can, denounce Minister Farrakahn. But they never, if you pay attention, these Zionist wicked Jews, and it's not all of them, as the minister has shared in his speech, it's not all of them, but they're those who control this media and how we are portrayed in this media, and they don't have nothing but wicked intentions for black people in this society. So basically, so they went on out and the ones that they are able to pay off in the Congressional Black Caucus, they then went and was successful in getting them to publicly denounce the minister as being an anti-Semite. So the purpose and goal for all that is to keep us away from him. Those of us who are already scared of Minister Farrakahn because he speaks loud and strong and black, and a lot of us fear that kind of speech because we just don't have the stamina within us to do it ourselves, and anybody else that's standing strong, we're afraid because we're afraid to lose our jobs. We're afraid to offend white people. We just fear. We got a lot of fear in our hearts. And so anyway, I know I'm going on a tangent, but that wasn't the reason why I wanted to come here. I just wanted to share with you guys really what's going on in this open letter that was sent to the representatives in the Congressional Black Caucus and a few others. A lot of the Jewish organizations are all coming out right now, saying nasty things. There's this article this Jewish man wrote about the minister, and saying negative things about him or what have you. Again, the goal is to attempt to divide us away from hearing what he got to say, basically. But they never ever come with evidence or proof or to disclaim or to negate what the minister say. They don't ever. He's saying, come out. He wants to have a debate with them. Okay, he has his evidence of what y'all doing. He has his proof. So let's come on out and you show the people, you Jews, that what he's saying is wrong and what he's saying is lies. They never do that because they can't, because it's the truth. All they do is go out and attack his character in all different kind of ways. But nevertheless, if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, if you just jumped on and like, what the heck is she rambling on about? And you're Facebook friends with me, even if you're not, because my page is worldwide open. Just go onto my Facebook page, because all day long I just been, it's been on my heart and my pet, because I love this man, and for personal reasons too. My father was a member of the Nation of Islam underneath the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and my father taught my father everything. My father he spent a lot of time in prison. He used to say he spent half his life in jail. I don't know how true that was, probably close to half, but nevertheless, he helped my father. He with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, turned my father's life around. And in doing that for him, in turn, he blessed his children with the understanding and the teachings. So I am who I am today. My level of understanding and awareness is what it is today because of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who in turn, his predecessor, Minister Louis Farrakahn, is teaching the same teachings. So absolutely, I know how it transformed my own personal life. So yes, I have a personal, I'm not a MGT. I'm not in the Nation of Islam. I'm not a card carrying member of the Nation of Islam, but I stand strong and firm with them brothers and sisters because I know, what they're doing is righteous. They're attempting to live a righteous life. They don't harm nobody. They're not out here killing people. They don't even carry weapons. So they're not out here, they out here speaking truth and standing firm with their leader as he speaks truth in support of all of us. So if you're interested more about what I'm saying, jump on my Facebook page. Educate yourself, family. Educate. Don't just, be out here and not knowing what's really going on underneath the scene, underneath the layer. Because this kind of stuff you're really not going to hear about in the mainstream because they stopped putting Minister Farrakahn on their mainstream news medias, the same medias the Jew owns and controls. They stopped that because what they realized is every time they invited him on to do a debate or come on one of their news programs, and by the time he finished talking, the membership in the Nation of Islam swelled. Because the true people are naturally drawn to the truth. The people with good hearts and good intentions are naturally, their spirits are naturally drawn to truth. And we know truth when we hear it. And so this man, so they had to put an end to that. So that's why if you ever never hear about Minister Farrakahn being spoken about and talked about in the mainstream media like that, that's the reason why. These Jews, these wicked Jews got an agenda and they don't want to see this man get any more strong and powerful than what he already is. So he got an army that you see in the nation, and he got an army around the world that you don't see, because this man is worldwide recognized. Whether you like it or not, whether you love him or hate him, he's worldwide recognized, and he's got people throughout the world who love him. And because he can do some things that no other black man can live in. Find me another black man who can put together send out a call for over 1 million black men to come together in love and unity together under one location on a work day, on a Monday, and not only 1 million, more than 1 million show up. When you can point me in the direction of another human being living, Barack Obama wasn't even able to do that. Human being living that was able to do something like that in our lifetime, point him in my direction. So this man has power in the backing of God behind him, and a lot of us don't even understand it in that concept, but I'm not going to go there. Boyce Watkins also, Dr. Boyce Watkins also came out strong in defense of the minister. These past 24 hours, he had put out a few different messages, and I would recommend you listen to him too, because he can give you some intel as well on his end. It all kind of started boiling over when Tamika Mallory. So that's the sister who she is one of the head organizers of the Black Women's March. I've heard her name mulling around, but I wasn't too too up on her work until today, because I've been kind of, checking her out more. And this whole thing started really boiling because they went to her, the Jewish community went to her and wanted her to denounce the minister publicly because they found out that she was at the Savior's Day event. And she said, no, I'm not denouncing. She said, the nation been by my side ever since I was a child. She said, I've been going to these events since I was a child. And the sisters in the nation were the ones who stood by me. This is her speaking. Stood by me when I lost my father. And they came, and they supported me or what have you. So she said, no, she's not standing, she's not going to denounce the minister for being anti-Semitic. And so they've been putting a lot of pressure on her. A lot of pressure on her still. And so she sent out this message via tweet. This was on March 2nd. She said, family, thank you for loving me and for knowing the truth about who I am. My work speaks for itself. My words have been clear. My love for people is deep. Whatever else they say about me is a lie. Thank you for continuing to hold me up. I stand on my reputation. So those were her words. And as of today, she still hasn't come out to condemn the minister. So kudos to you, Tamika Mallory. Stand strong, stand firm. Because I know how difficult, tough it can be when you got a lot of pressure like that on you. So I'm going to read this letter that came from the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam, right? And it's an open letter to the representatives Danny K. Davis of Illinois, Gregory Meeks of New York, and Barbara Lee of California. They're all Democrats, and they're all members, I believe they're all members of the Congressional Black Caucus. It says, the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. March 9th, 2018. We are writing this open letter to express our deep disappointment with your published denouncement of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's Savior's Day 2018 message at the behest of the Republican Jewish Coalition, the Anti-Defamation League, and others who represent white supremacy and the continuing effort to destroy our community. It is abhorrent for you, as elected officials, to defend these people against the truth that uncovers the horror that has been done to black people and to serve as their mouthpiece, rather than allow them to defend themselves against their record and history, which proves that they are anti-black. In his open letter to black leadership, dated July 19th, 2010, Minister Farrakhan wrote to you in part, whenever the light of truth has been shown on them, they reach for you to defend them against the truth that uncovers the horror that has been done to us. They have always been successful pitting us against each other and thus keeping them from facing the truth of their real relationship with us. As they call upon you to denounce me as an anti-Semite, and because of the favor you believe you owe them for what they have done to help make life comfortable for you, I am asking you to stand down. Would you condemn me as an anti-Semite for exposing the research that shows them as being anti-black? If you become an apologist for them in this hour, you will be seen by the masses of our people as a modern-day Uncle Tom who believes you owe more to them than to the masses of our suffering people. If you attack me at their insistence, you will be seen as an enemy of the rise of our people, as well as an enemy of your rise. The masses of our people are awakening and are increasingly angry at the reality of our condition. Most of you are afraid to face such a formidable and powerful enemy. So I implore you to stand to the side and let them come out and defend themselves and argue against the truth that I and we speak and write. Remember, it was the same satanic Jews of yesterday that conspired against Jesus and had him killed by the ruling authority of the Roman Empire. They hated Jesus because he told the truth. Jesus was ridiculed, falsely charged, lied on, evil spoken of, and called a hater and a bigot. He who does not learn the lessons of history is doomed to repeat them. Perhaps you can avoid the errors of the past and not let an innocent man be condemned. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. James 4:7. Respectfully and sincerely submitted, Executive Council of the Nation of Islam, Student National Assistant Minister Ishmael Muhammad, and Student National Spokesperson Minister Ava Muhammad. They both signed the letter. So there you have it. Official letter from the Nation of Islam written to the Congressional Black Caucus members. Again, that's Danny Davis, Gregory Meeks, and Barbara Lee. So Barbara Lee's phone number, which I plan to call in the morning, is 202-225-2661. 202-225-2661. And if you're out there and you stand with the minister, we just ask that you give Barbara Lee a call and ask her, who does she work for? So that's my spiel for the evening. If you just joined late, you may want to check out this video at the beginning because, you know, I explained it all in detail. And again, join my Facebook page if you want to get more clear insight as to what is going on and what I'm referring to. And also, I implore you guys to listen to the whole speech that Minister Farrakahn gave. Listen to the man yourself. Don't go by what other people say to you about him and what they feel and think about his character, because he got a lot of haters out there too. And what I come to find is the people who really dislike the minister for whatever reasons are usually the ones that don't even pay attention to his speeches, that don't even hear him out, don't even listen to what he has to say. Because when I get to question them about some of the stuff that they have, they think they have on him, and I get to question him, a lot of what he does, he comes back and rebuts what a lot of his naysayers say about him. You know, they don't ever have any information from what he's saying. It's always what they think and they feel and what da-da-da-da-da. So it's always three sides to every story. We know that. So, you know, hear the brother out before you decide not to like him. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And if you still choose, then that's your choice. That's your prerogative. But, you know, all the information that I get, and I pride myself on being one who studies and who researches and who don't just go off of hearsay and what I think and what may be mulling around in my own mind and you know, without researching. So that's all I'm saying. And when I do that, I find that I'm not wrong as often as some people who might not take the time to do the research. So, you know, get the information for yourself. All right, family, that's my spiel. Thanks for listening. Share the message, and I love you all. Peace.